All right. The honorable mention that doesn't really fit into, like, I wouldn't call it like a supplement as like a dietary supplement in the ways or in the categories that we've kind of outlined here. This one drops more into the food supplement category if you want to look at it that way. And that is protein powder.
Oh yeah, protein powder. I've heard of it a few times. Yeah, protein powder, I would say it was almost too obvious to include in the list. And it does kind of fall, in my opinion, it does fall more under the lines of like, this is food. And I think that's actually important to state because, again, people get like weird perspectives on protein powder. Like, oh, protein powder, that's for bodybuilders. That's going to make me big. That has steroids in it. Like, if only it had steroids in it. But it's a food supplement. So many people struggle to get in their protein intake. Maybe many people struggle to hit their protein goal, even if they are aware that I need to be consuming more protein. Getting in all of the protein via, whole foods is challenging for many people. And the protein powders or protein supplements in general can help you plug a gap. That's really what they're there for. That's really how I would recommend using them. Do you want to rely on them? No. But if you're consistently finding that you are a little bit short of your protein goal, or you're short on time, or you're hungry between meals, you need kind of a bridge between meals, that's where the protein powder comes in. And, for women out there, no, taking protein powder is not going to make you jacked. It's not going to make you bulky. It is especially helpful. I find it is especially helpful for my female clients who do tend to struggle with getting in large volumes of food. This is a lot of food. This makes me feel really full, really bloated. Could I possibly consume this much protein? That's where the protein supplement can come in. It's easier to get down, and you're getting a concentrated protein source. So, I mean, it was almost too obvious to include because I consider it like it's food. Yes, it is a supplement, but it's also food. So that's, at the end of the day, if we were all consuming an absolutely flawless diet, entirely whole food based all the time, as natural as it gets, we probably wouldn't need a few of the supplements on this list. But that's not the reality for basically anybody anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of that whole starting a conversation. That's a non-starter when you're like, oh, if you just ate this way, it's just not reality. Ask me how I know, right? Personally and professionally after doing it for this long. But the thing on the protein powder that I would also say is it's too easy, right? And again, this is kind of how it almost didn't make the list, is it's too easy to do and to get it in, and it's too available, right? It's there. It's there. Obviously, there are a lot of reasons why people struggle to get their protein intake taken care of on a daily basis. And even if you're doing it great 4 or 5 days a week, there's a couple other days during the week that you need to make up. This is where this comes in. Does it have to be used every day? No. Can it be used every day? Absolutely, yes. And it's a great way to get like somebody that is really trying to get a handle on all of the things, right? Supplementation, sleep, workouts, all of that. It really is too easy to just like, hey, we could make up a lot of ground in a very large, a high value part of the formula that you're trying to correct for yourself through just using that protein powder, right? To, again, meet your macronutrient needs, meet your caloric intake, avoid feeling, sick to your stomach, all that kind of stuff. Certainly there's an adaptation period and an adjustment period for people. If you haven't been taking this stuff, don't start with, 80 grams of protein powder a day. It should never be the bulk of the protein that you're taking in, but it is a great way to make up that last 20%, 15% of your daily protein intake. So again, I know it might sound obvious to folks, but it's just, again, it's one of those things that is kind of a life jacket, but also like a necessity. When you're trying to achieve all of these different things. Why you wouldn't do it, I don't know. Like I like why you wouldn't have it around. I don't really have an answer for that. I would have it around. And there's so many different brands and forms and flavors, and there's vegan and vegetarian and keto and all these different things. And then that gets into like, when should I take it? Should I take it before my workout? Should I take it first thing in the morning? We're majoring in the minors there, right? Like stop it. Just get it in. Make sure you're getting your protein. So again, too easy. Get it in. It provides all kinds of other stuff outside of your just your protein. We talk about amino acid profiles, which really is built into the protein. Some of these things are actually onboarded with other things. You can get protein supplements that also have creatine in them at some level. I don't necessarily recommend that, but again, when you're looking at all those bottles that you have and all those things you have to you're trying to get in through the day, there's blends of this stuff, so you can get it in that way. The other thing is like if you're trying to onboard your protein and your creatine, and you're already shaking that thing up in a shaker or putting it in a smoothie or whatever else, it's an easy way to add that stuff in, going back to powders versus pills versus gummies versus capsules or whatever else. It's a great delivery system, right? Like if you're already drinking something or putting something in your body that has to go into a bottle that has to get in quickly for convenience, for whatever the reasons are, protein supplements help you do those other things as well. Again, going back to greens and nootropics and adaptogens and all that kind of stuff, it can all go in the same time. Just get it in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As far as protein goes, I think you pretty much hit it. Like it's an everybody supplement.
For sure.
And if whey protein bothers your stomach or dairy bothers your stomach, get a plant-based protein. We could open a whole other can of worms as far as plant versus animal.
Yeah. And yes, your 16-year-old daughter or son can onboard a protein supplement, same as creatine, and get the same benefits that you would as an adult for different reasons, right? And for them, it's often just meeting their caloric need and their protein goals for the day as we grow up and they're faced with all kinds of choices, right, in the pantry or in the refrigerator or at the convenience store or in school lunches and things like that. It's just it's a nice little safety net of sorts.